Hey, welcome back, folks. We're not going to spend too much time here. You want to see some Super Mario Odyssey, but I do want to read out this $25 donation from Wyatt the Bandit, who writes, "Hello, my name is Wyatt the Bandit. I am 7 years old, and my two favorite games are Super Mario Odyssey and Minecraft. Thank you, GDQ, for all of the great work you do for the Doctors Without Borders. My family and I watch both GDQ events every year. Super Mario and Minecraft, hype!" And with that, we are going to jump right in with Dangers playing Super Mario Odyssey.
Okay. How's it going, everybody? How are we doing out there? My name is Dangers. It's nice to have you here. Thank you for having me on, GDQ. This is great. I hope you guys are having a great GDQ. Obviously, there's no crowd in the background to hype this up, but, you know, I think we can make up for that. I think we can compensate for that in the chat a little bit, right? So show me your hype, chat. I want to see it. I want to see it. I am absolutely thrilled to be here showcasing Super Mario Odyssey for you today. World Peace. This is a category we haven't shown at GDQ before, and I'm super excited for it. And I'll get into that in a little bit. But so happy to have some commentators on with me right now as well. And joining me on the mic, we've got Fir.
Hey.
How's it going, Fir?
Doing all right.
And we've also got Tyron18. What's up, Tyron?
Hello. I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing all right, thanks.
Nice.
Yeah, so we're going to be showcasing some World Peace action today. Now, World Peace, obviously not a category that makes much sense outside of the realm of speedrunning because, you know, you're probably used to terms like any percent or 100% or something like that. But World Peace is a category that kind of has its own interior objective here. So World Peace is a category that is kind of like any percent. We're basically going to be getting all of the same amount of moons to get to the end of the main story game. But any percent doesn't do a very good job of actually like solving problems. The point of getting through each kingdom is that you collect a minimum amount of moons to move on to the next one. We have to play all the kingdoms in order, but you just need a minimum amount of moons to go to the next one, right? So any percent is just the fastest minimum amount of moons as possible. World Peace kind of kicks that up a notch. We're actually going to be completing the main story elements. There's always multi-moons attached to the finale of every single kingdom, so our objective is to collect that final multi-moon in every kingdom before we move on. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And, you know, it is, I think, a pretty tall order to ask of somebody to solve all of the world's problems in just over an hour, but we're going to try our best, all right? So with that, I think I'm ready to count down. I think I'm ready to go. So I'm going to hit the go in 3, 2, 1, go. And off we go. So.
Nice.
Now, I like World Peace a lot because you obviously have to go out of your way to do some of these story elements, so it changes the route dramatically from like the most optimal thing. You kind of have to go out of your way to do stuff, but that going out of your way to do stuff actually makes it so that you have to access certain areas that you don't usually in any percent, and that's part of what makes this category so exciting, I think, because there are some really interesting ways to get around in this world. We get out of bounds in a huge variety of ways, and I think that this category in particular is a really good way to showcase all of that. So that's what we're going to be doing.
Yep.
Now, you'll notice that I'm rolling a lot. Rolling is the fastest way to get around, taking a page right out of Sonic the Hedgehog's book, basically. But also, there's two different speeds of roll boosts. There's the regular one that you can do by just pressing a cap throw button, so either X or Y. But you can shake your controller and always get these yellow ones. So the yellow boosts are obviously going to be faster, so we have to shake our controller to go really fast in this game. So lots of motion controls being added in. And some people think that that can be kind of annoying, but you get used to it, I think. You get used to the constant controller shaking. It's not so bad.
It's not as bad as people make it think of it. Oh.
So the typical way to get up this tower is to follow this nice little ramp that they built there, but You can actually save a bit of time by going to the left side and kind of doing a fancy little jump there. I didn't quite get my setup, but he still made it up the tower pretty fast. And then Topper, that's not how that Topper fight usually goes.
Yeah. It's like you're supposed to hit him at the end, but it was too close to the edge, so he couldn't hit him.
Yeah.
Fortunately.
And you kind of just jump on his head a bunch. You have to be really brave in that fight to make it go really fast, but then it's over, just like that. So
Yeah.
you shoot through this little wire and into Cascade Kingdom. I feel like it's kind of redundant to say that this kingdom, like, I'm going to be saying it all run. Like, wow, this kingdom has this really cool trick coming up. It feels like every category or every kingdom does. I feel like we're just going to be encountering those all the time. So, but yeah, this particular kingdom has a couple of neat little things that we can do to kind of get through what I still consider to be kind of the tutorial of Super Mario Odyssey. Like, it's still trying to teach you some of the basic mechanics of what's going on here. It introduces you to the Odyssey in a little cutscene that's coming up. So all of these things are kind of piling together to, you know, teach you how to play until you actually move on to the biggest, like the first big kingdom, which is Sand. But we're actually going to do something here to skip that cutscene that I was just talking about and see if I can get it. It's a kind of a tricky one.
Yeah, it's a trick called DSS, which stands for Dino Skip Skip. Usually what we do here is capture a dino and bounce off of a trampoline and trigger the boss arena where we fight the Mud and Brutal, which is the name of the boss. But instead we can, you know, jump on this little rock on the wall and he's having a little bit of trouble. It's basically the hardest trick in the game, arguably, after another one.
You basically have to time your height and your jump.
So that you land on a little rock. Oh,
there we go.
Hey. There we go. It's not a big hitbox, so it's very hard to do. Okay.
And then you finally make your way, not after that really hard jump, you also have to like basically jump up the dinosaur skeleton, which can be a little bit tricky sometimes. But we made it up. We made it up.
Yeah. And now we just, you know, beat the boss. Normally, you're just supposed to, you know, wait for Madame Brutal to throw the chain chomp like 2 times and then hit it with Cappy and stuff. But we can just skip all of that movement and just throw Cappy, backflip on top, let Cappy hit the chain chomp, and then capture the chain chomp. Saves a lot of time.
Yep, just throw it right back in her face. She doesn't really have anything to do about it. A lot of the boss fights are pretty linear in this game. We're going to be seeing a lot of boss fights because it's kind of, you know, how we save the world is by beating all the bosses. So a lot of them are really linear, but most of them have like one kind of mechanic or gimmick that we can utilize to speed it up just a little bit. And we'll explain them as we get to each of the boss fights. So that one, yeah, you kind of just like time a cap throw and a jump at the right time to be able to get the fight moving a little bit faster.
Now we're going to do another trick called chest clip, which involves clipping through the ceiling here, down here where there's a chest and a moon. All you have to do is time a backflip and a cap throw while holding back on the left stick, and you should clip. Oh, you need to be... Yeah, that looked good, but maybe the timing was slightly off.
The game robbed me there. That's
It really did.
That's what we call a moon clip. The idea was to get through the ceiling so I didn't have to come out of the like the little alcove. I could just like kind of clip my way back up. That's not the only moon clip in the run though, so we'll have another couple opportunities to showcase that. There's a lot of really cool ways to get out of bounds. There's one coming up in the next kingdom, in fact, that is really kind of stylish to show off. But while we're transitioning over to Sand Kingdom, I think we have a little bit of time for some donations if you got any.
Oh, you have but to ask. All right, we have a $5 donation from Obun with the comment, "Let's get that Minecraft. I love watching games done quick every time it comes around, and I'd like to make it last a little longer."
How are we doing on that Minecraft, by the way?
You want to refresh now? Okay, we are at 144,000 towards our 400,000 goal. So about 250, 260 would hit the spot right about now.
All right, excellent. And you know what? I'm going to make a deal with the chat, a little under the table deal, all right? If we get halfway, if we get to 200,000 on that donation, I'll put Cappy on, who's chilling in the background there. I'll put him on for the rest of the run.
Right.
So Sand Kingdom is the first kingdom that deviates from the any percent route.
Yeah.
And that's because doing the story here is kind of slow. It requires us to go into this pyramid that's in the background. And this is where you can start to see the kind of like treasure hunting abilities coming in here. We need 16 moons to leave. So as we make our way over to this pyramid, I don't know if I got that correctly. We'll see.
It might work. It's a trick called Sand Ram. Let's see if it worked. Nice, nice.
Ooh.
So that's a capture warp, also very affectionately referred to as a dram in the community. Lots of things are drams.
Yeah.
But basically a dram is kind of just a word that we use to describe any trick where you throw Cappy out and leave him there, and then Mario goes and does something else. And then once you've accomplished that thing, you can home in Cappy by shaking the controller. Oh, I didn't get up. Okay.
Oh.
You can home in Cappy by shaking the controller, and then you just kind of warp back to where you were before. All right, so Sand Kingdom requires you to do a bunch of story elements, but we're going to do something here. Yeah, like that.
Very
Just
nice.
like that. Yes, okay, so...
What did I say? What did I say before the stream started? What did I say?
Dude, I'm losing my mind. Okay, so I was going to preface this by saying that this is one of the 3 things that I'm not supposed to be doing in this marathon because it's absolutely ridiculous and too hard. And then I get it on the first try, so it doesn't matter, but...
You're crazy, man.
That's what we call IP skip. There used to be a way to get inside this pyramid and skip some story elements by doing a different kind of clip, but you would have to do the entirety of the interior of the pyramid, which was really slow. So we discovered this way to just jump up to the top of the pyramid from the outside, and that saves way more time.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we get this multi-moon before having collected any other story moons in the kingdom, and it's super, super fast. You probably, like, by skipping all of this story stuff, you probably save about 3 minutes of time. So, like, a lot of time.
Yeah, there's like 2 other, I think, story moons that you're supposed to get before this one, but if we do IP skip or IP clip, we can just get that moon immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And very, very difficult clip. I didn't even have time to really explain what was going on there, but the game, for some reason, it kind of feels like they forgot to put the caulking on the cracks in the walls in this game. So any place that there's a corner made with a floor or 2 walls coming together, if you approach it at exactly the right angle, you can actually just slip through the corners. It's probably the one glitch that you're most likely to run into in a casual setting, because if you accidentally miss your jump by like 1 pixel on your way over to a ledge or something, it's possible that you'll just clip into the floor instead. It happens all the time everywhere. And we don't really know why. They just forgot to fill in the cracks. Yeah, they just forgot to fill in the cracks. But that's good for us because we can skip that entire pyramid.
Yeah.
So.
Do we have time for a donation?
Sure.
Okay, Fangamer just dropped to Doctors Without Borders $10,000.
Oh my god.
That is...
That's insane.
And they left a comment
Crazy.
too, surprisingly enough. Hey everybody, Fangamer here. That TASBot run was wild. Seeing Mario build up speed and blasting through doors had us hyped. We want to see that same energy applied to donations so we can blast through that 2 million goal. Here's a little help to get there, but you, everyone at home, do your part. Hop aboard at $5 donation train. We've got some awesome merch available in our SGDQ 2020 merch collection at fangamer.com/GDQ, including the official event badges with artwork by LLK. Sales from badges, along with our face mask, finale game pin, and more will go on to support MSF because 100% of our profits get turned into donations. You have until the end of SGDQ to get your orders in. So thank you very much, Fangamer.
Yeah. That is insane.
One of the coolest things about this game here that I like for speedrunning is that you're not just controlling Mario, you're also controlling Cappy. But you're not just controlling Mario and Cappy, you're also controlling everything that Cappy can capture. So some of that maneuvering that I was doing outside of this ice cave juggling the bullet bills around and stuff like that. They're obviously a really fast way to get around just on their own, but also figuring out how to like juggle them around so that you can open up the ways to moons and stuff like that, and then use them to like boost your way forward. Probably one of my favorite things in this game. So here we're at Knucklotech, and Knucklotech is a boss that kind of utilizes the whole hands and face thing that Nintendo loves so much. It's a pretty straightforward fight. There's not going to be a whole lot we can do aside from the casual stuff. However, in between these phases, you're going to see that I'm going to roll in between his like punching fists. I'm going to roll to the other side of the arena, and while it doesn't look like it's doing anything, it does kind of bring his face back into the arena faster, saving about a second each phase. But otherwise, this fight is pretty standard, so you can keep going on those donations if you've got any.
Well, sure. We have $25 from Dr. Awkward, who writes, always listen to your grandmother. And another $25 from Final Effect 6, who writes, $25 for Minecraft Grandma and Lamp. We have $50 from Casey Mustang, who writes, I heart MSF. Put my money toward the Minecraft run. Had time for one more?
You bet.
Okay, $50 donation from Luca Breeze with the comment, I always look forward to the events you all hold each year. Thank you for such a wonderful time for such a wonderful cause. Anthony166 donates $25 with the comment, save the mines, craft the frames, or something like that. I have a $10 donation from Alex39 with the message, 2 hype train tickets from Sweden to Minecraft, please. $200 from Graham165 with the message, howdy from Texas. Keep on running.
Seems like that Minecraft incentive's coming along pretty nice already. That's good, guys.
Yeah,
Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling.
I'm feeling the hype. There are lots of people getting on this train.
I like to see it. All right, so that's Sand Kingdom, and that is our first kind of big kingdom where we have to go out of our way for story elements. So that's kind of what some of the bigger kingdoms in this game are going to look like. We're going to take a pit stop into Lake Kingdom here. Lake Kingdom, in order to achieve world peace here, we just have to deal with another one of those brutal baddies. One of the rabbits with the hats. Kind of a small kingdom. We are in and out pretty quick in this one. It's very tight and compact, so not a whole lot to really explain here.
Yeah. Gonna grab some quick moons here on the beach.
And something to note is that because Cappy is such a versatile tool in this game, a lot of our like movement centers around being able to use Cappy properly, I guess. And so if something is happening and we have to wait for it, typically we can set ourselves up to use Cappy and like launch ourselves out faster. So like when I ground pounded that moon, for example, I had to wait for it to spawn in before I could grab it. So I threw Cappy out to set myself up for a vault to get over the wall. There's a lot of those kinds of things in this game where you're just kind of like utilizing all of your movement mechanics and filling in all of your empty time by making yourself go faster later on. So now we're using the fish, and if you've played this game casually, you might not even know what I'm doing with the fish. A lot of people don't even know that you can boost with the fish because the game doesn't really tell you to do it. But if you press B and Y at the same time, or A and X, as long as you're pressing a jump button and a cap throw button at the same time, the fish will do a boost, and you can use that to go faster.
Yeah. Oh, little fish jump in here.
And here's Rango, and he's very intimidating. He throws his little spiky hat at us once, and then never again, because we just kind of corral him in one spot. Just like
I love
that.
this fight so much.
It looks very like looks very good. We can utilize the boss's what's the word I'm looking for? Invincibility frames. Yeah. You can't really get hurt by him in certain scenarios, so you kind of just have to time some ground pounds and stuff to finish him off. He doesn't move anywhere. So
Poor guy. We got Rango on lockdown, I think.
Indeed. And that's our multi-moon. That's the one that we needed to save Lake Kingdom. Now, if you're actually paying attention to the story of this game, it does go into this whole plot about, you know, it's a Mario game, so it's not very and no spoiler warning here. You know how it goes. Bowser kidnaps Princess Peach. The plot of this one is that Princess Peach and Bowser are going to get married and have like a secret wedding. But every single one of these kingdoms that we go through has some sort of thing that's going to make the wedding better. So that's essentially what Bowser's doing, and on his way through all the kingdoms, he's usually leaving behind some sort of nasty secret, like freezing over Sand Kingdom, or sometimes it's preventing the people, the denizens of that place from doing what they usually do. So that's kind of why we got to be the good guys, you know? We got to actually save the world in this speedrun.
Right.
All right.
Just enter Wooded Kingdom. Just gonna get 2 quick moves right here. Gonna roll and grab this rock. Hit a bunny in the way. That bunny also spawns a moon. And we're gonna get it right here as soon as he turns the camera. The moon's gonna spawn. There we go.
Yep, just like that. Neat little combo there.
Yeah. And now, I think it's time for another moon clip. It's called Neck Clip.
Waterfall first.
Yeah.
There we go.
We're gonna approach it right here on the left. It's basically the same principle as Chest Clip in Cascade Kingdom. Hopefully he gets it. So he needs Back Clip and Capra at the right time. That looks good. Perfect. And we can just land on this out of bounds section, long jump, and we can skip. I don't know if you guys know if you ever played this game, but there's a cutscene that plays down there. If you don't do Neck Clip, you just push Cappy on the lever, and it's gonna open a gate and plays a little cutscene. Lasts about, I don't know, 10 seconds-ish.
Yeah, it's about 6 to 10, I think, something like that.
Yeah, it's around there.
Yeah.
So it does save quite a bit of time to just kind of skip out of bounds like that.
Very nice. Oh, that's close.
Had to save that one there.
Yeah,
that was scary.
You do not want to fall down there, guys, because
yes. So the scary element of the Wooded Kingdom in general is that there is the Deep Woods, which if you have played this game, you probably found completely by accident. Instead of just dying by falling off the stage, you go into this like hidden area down on the forest floor. It's very dark. You can't warp out of it. It's quite scary, and it's probably the worst place to be in a speedrun because, like I said, you can't warp out of it. There are a couple moons down there, but they're a lot slower than the ones that are above ground, so we do our best to avoid going in there. And now you're going to see this little tower here. The moons in there, they're too slow, so we're actually just going to traverse our way up the side of the tower like this and meet our friend Spewart. And Spewart is the last of the Brutals that we have not yet run into. He's very scary and very hard to beat because he's got poison that he'll like spit and like leave trails of it all around the arena. As you can see, I'm having a really difficult time here.
Yeah, very, very hard. Oh, barely made it. Oh,
Barely.
Woof. That was spooky.
Mario, what are you doing in the cutscene? Get out of here, dude. Sometimes he just shows up. He needs to let Spewart have his moment, man. I'm sick of this guy.
Wants to be in the center of attention, Mario. Come on. You're always in the center of the screen, man. Give
Classic
someone
Mario
else
behavior.
some time. Yeah.
So, Wooded Kingdom is another one of the big kingdoms. So, beating him was not enough. The story of this kingdom is that the flowers, the bouquet of flowers for the wedding comes from here. And Bowser just built this robot that is stealing the flowers from the central garden. And so we need to go and take care of that guy, stop him from doing that.
Okay, we're gonna backflip up here. A lot of lag here. Okay, good, nice. Gonna throw the little blocks right there that hides the moon, actually.
Yep.
There we go.
So we'll get that one.
Quick and easy. Now we're gonna grab the rocket flowers up here and boost all the way up the ramp to the side here and grab another little quick moon before the boss fight. Oh, there we go.
See if I can make this jump.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
So, anytime we...
Oh.
Right. When we get a multi-moon and it's a kingdom that has like a two-parter kind of thing going on, we're always going to get spit back out at the Odyssey. So in this kingdom in particular, that leaves us with a really big climb to really get back up to the top. But there are a couple moons in our way, so the cool thing about World Peace is that all the moons that we get outside of the story elements feel very, 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 very fast, because if any percent is the combination of the 124 fastest moons, World Peace is the combination of the 124 fastest moons, but you also have to get like probably half of them on purpose. So the other half is like the fastest of the fast, right? So that's why I also like this category, is because everything in between is going to be good stuff, good, like fast stuff. This here is Torque Drift, so this is the flower stealing robot. There's some fast tech that we can kind of do here to speed this up. Okay, we got it right away actually, so you can see that this guy is kind of slow, kind of lame. When I first got him, when he landed on the ground, he stopped moving for a second, like he would kind of boop, and then he would continue moving afterwards. But we're going to use this little spawn platform and jump off of it in a certain way, and now suddenly he's a Superman, he's a superhero. We call him the Speedy Nut Boy. And aside from that, we just have to do the fight normally. There's not a whole lot we can do, so basically just going to play it out as it usually goes. This is a great time for donations, if we've got any.
Oh, we've got some, yeah. Dangers, I think word got back to your community that you're doing this, because we've got a lot of donations here with the hashtag Burb.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, my apologies. I think there's probably too many for me to read, so apologies if I don't get to yours. But we have Plushell donating $5. Comment, best of luck, Dangers. Show everyone what this game and great community are all about. Make the Red Hat Boy go fast.
We can do that. Thank you, Plushell.
Yeah, Scribble Eye donating $50 and commenting for Minecraft, for Cappy, Heart, Kitten. $25 from Cheese James, who writes, good luck on the World Peace Run, Dangers. Let's get a dono train started for Cappy.
Yep, if we get 200,000 for that Minecraft incentive, I'll hit up Cappy. I'll wear Cappy for the rest of the run. How are we doing on that, by the way?
All right, let's see. 166,000.
All right. 34K for the rest of the run. I think we can do that, Chad.
Yep.
Yeah, let's make it happen.
So there we go. That's Torque Drift. Torque Drift, honestly, in my opinion, probably the least interesting boss. But, you know, you got to take care of him. Just like everything else. Wooded Kingdom has been restored to peace. This is what we like to see. So, speaking of Kitten, actually, somebody in the donations mentioned Kitten. I was really hoping, you probably caught that little bit in the interview about having a special guest. She's very fickle, and she probably won't, but you might see her walk around in the background if you guys can see around the corner there at all. But aside from that, she's probably just going to stick around. She's actually sitting right here, but she doesn't like being picked up. So everybody say hi, Kitten, anyway. She'll hear it. You know she will. All right, so the game is going to take us to Metro Kingdom now. And by Metro Kingdom, I mean we're skipping all the cutscenes that actually prove that we're not going there yet. We're going to Cloud Kingdom. So this is our first little stop in with Bowser. And this fight looks a lot different than you probably would do it casually as well. Maybe Fir, you can explain what's going on here.
So basically what we'll be doing is we will be, right as Bowser starts throwing his hat and we're able to like hit it with Cappy to like stop it and pick it up. We'll kind of like, I guess, overlap ourselves with it a little bit. So when we hit it, it'll just fling right into us and we'll be able to pick it up right next to Bowser. So before he can jump away, because that's normally what he does whenever you take his hat, we'll just start hitting him and it will shorten the fight a lot. I actually don't know how much time Dangers would lose if we were to like miss this once, but like we're out of this kingdom in around a minute and a half. It's like a really fast fight with the strats.
Yep, easy little boss fight there. He doesn't really give us much of a challenge, to be honest, but he's out of the way. Took care of him nice and quick. And then you're missing a cutscene here also where the Odyssey crash lands. Bowser sabotages us and we crash land in the Lost Kingdom. Now, the Lost Kingdom doesn't have a multi-moon. The Lost Kingdom is just, your Odyssey's broken. Get enough power moons to power it up again so that we can leave. So that's what we're going to do. And so because there's no multi-moons here, this is going to be just like it is in the shortest categories of this game. So we're really just trying to get in and out as fast as possible.
Yep, and some quick moves.
Yeah, very, very quick moons in this kingdom, and a lot of really cool, flashy movement as well.
Yeah. Everything looks very fancy. We have, I think it's only two tricks, pretty much. But we have reverse torpedo coming up in, I don't know, 30 seconds, thereabouts. And we have another one called cage triple. Reverse torpedo looks very, very flashy. You basically, okay, let's just wait.
Let's see if I can get it.
Yeah, it's
hopefully
hard.
we can get it. Let's see. What you gonna do? You dive upward there. Throw cappy, shake, home into the torpedo, and then roll boost to get that moon. Let's see if we got it. Nice.
Ooh, there we go.
Very nice. It's very, very hard. We do it so that we don't have to wait for the torpedo to play his animation while we do, nothing. Since it takes a little bit of time to spawn moons, usually, I don't know, it's maybe a second, maybe before you can actually grab them. So in the meantime, we can just throw cappy and home in to the torpedo and grab the other moon, saving a little bit of time. Very nice. And just like that,
And then
we're
right
out of
after that, you do a triple jump to get
yeah.
over to the cage, and you give your cap away, so you actually have to do that whole span without being able to throw cappy and save yourself.
Yeah.
And then right after that, you have to basically save yourself from getting underneath the bridge. All of that happens in the span of like 2 minutes, and that kingdom is over. So
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, the movement in that kingdom is absolutely insane.
It's a fun one though, for sure.
And
Okay,
now
look.
we finally get to Metro Kingdom. And this is probably one of my favorite kingdoms in this run. It's the longest one, and definitely is the one that strays the furthest from how you would do it at any percent. The first challenge being that it's very dark and gloomy. A robot wiggler has taken over the city, so we have to go and take care of that. But also, towards the end of this kingdom is going to be the second of those 3 tricks that I was mentioning that I probably shouldn't be doing in a marathon, but I'm going to do it anyway because I don't listen to the rules, I guess. So here's just one thing that we do that you've probably never seen before. The nighttime section kind of wants you to like maze through the streets and interact with some enemies and stuff like that, but by using that little awning you can actually just jump over completely. So you don't even need to worry about going through the streets, you just jump over the buildings. There's also a moon sitting right out in the open there, which is really cool.
yeah. We're gonna do. Oh, okay, nice. This trick is called Fast Gory City Hall Climb. Okay. Basically, escape a cycle, the platform there. Oh,
I didn't get Cappy there. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. I think you got a double pro, that's why.
So yeah, the whole point of going over to that elevator early is just so that you can kind of skip half of an elevator cycle.
Yeah.
Oh, and I did that too. That's awesome.
That's fine. I didn't fall all the way down at least.
I think the most notorious thing in this game is fighting with these like yellow and black climbable
yeah.
pillars. They're
My
the worst.
Yeah, especially because Nintendo wants you to play in this 2.5D area, which has like a very weird camera, and you can't go like where you want to go. Like when you're on those poles, you have to go further away from them for some reason to go around them. Otherwise, you just die like I don't know, in a very weird way. Instead of going like directly
anywhere
down,
that the game has like a 2.5D feel to it, sometimes it'll like magnetize you. It'll actually like pull you into the 2D perspective, and it'll be very hard to escape it for some reason.
It's very weird.
It can be weird like that sometimes. But then there's other times where they give you a 2D perspective, but they don't do that to you, and that can ruin your perspective too. This game has its quirks for sure. This is the the Mecha Wiggler. The first pattern is always going to look the same, but the second pattern is probably one of the only instances of RNG in this run. Basically, he's going to give me any of about a dozen different patterns coming out of the wall here, and we just have to react to whatever he gives us. This is actually a very good one.
Yeah.
Anything, of course I missed a bubble. You gotta love that. Anything where he kind of crosses across the bottom is really good, but as long as we avoid a 3 cycle, we're gonna be okay. So nothing crazy about that. Now, you might think, well, you just defeated the boss of Metro Kingdom. You saved the world, right? That's good. you can just grab some more moons and get out of here. Well, unfortunately, no. I don't know why this is. Pauline does not. I think Pauline's just really needy. But she really is insistent on celebrating the fact that you saved the city. So we have to gather ourselves some resources to throw ourselves a party, basically, which is what's going to happen now. So she's going to ask us to get a band together, and then she's also going to ask us to restore power to the city so that we can throw a festival in our own honor. I don't really understand it either, but we haven't achieved world peace here yet. And this is also the one kingdom that requires the most moons to leave. We need 20, so a lot of those are going to be story moons, but then there's other ones like this one.
Yeah, real quick. So you might have noticed that we threw Cappy right there, so that after we grab the moon, we can just shake and home in. And now there's a cool exploit. Oh, okay. Cool exploit. Yeah, very nice. Normally you're supposed to capture a man right there, and once you do that, you can control the RC car he's playing with, and you can usually grab the moon. But with Cookplay, we just keep all that and, you know, just grab the moon and clip. It's also a very, I think it's the most unique clip in the game, I'm gonna be honest. Cause
yeah, it doesn't really have an equivalent.
Clip.
But basically, like, we use the motion controls of the controller. It doesn't tell you in the game that this is possible, but you can actually tilt the controller from side to side to bias the motorcycle a little bit more. So I actually tilt it full on upside down. Shout out to the Ghost Band, by the way. I tilt it full on upside down to make that clip work, and Mario's nose is just big enough to kind of poke itself in there.
Exactly. So yeah, we're just gathering some band members. Oh, yeah, nice. I think that's the corpse of the Mecha Wiggler.
It is,
Was
yeah.
it? Yeah.
One of his little body pieces is just chilling there.
Yeah.
And there's a moon hiding in. So we actually get 4 moons from the Mecha Wiggler. He's very generous.
Yeah. What a nice
So,
guy.
We've talked to Pauline. We're just going around town now to collect the 4 musicians that will make up the band. That'll be playing the very exciting track that everybody kind of...
Oh, yeah.
Like, I was surprised by it when I heard it. I didn't think that this game was going to go to that level, but definitely one of the flashier parts of the game is the festival, and that's coming up right away. It is required for world peace, so we got to do it.
Yeah. So after this, we just warp. You might have noticed we grabbed the checkpoint after exiting the city hall in 9 Metro. We just warped to that real quick. Do our flashy spin down here. There we go. And get to the pool area and grab the quick one. Very nice.
Get this one here. It's just right out in the open for us, so might as well. And we'll come down here. There's also a moon in the ground right here. And then you can see our trumpeter just across the way here. I don't know how he got up here, but this is how I'm going to get up here.
Yeah.
Wonder if it's
Maybe
gonna
did
do
the
the
thing. Oh.
No, I didn't do the thing. That's unfortunate. I love showing off the thing. All right, so trick 2 of tricks that dangers should not be going for in a marathon because they're absolutely insane. Coming up right now. So I routed my moons in this kingdom in a way that all that's left is for us to gather some story moons. And that's because I want to skip this upcoming sewer bit here. We'll see how this goes. This trick is fun.
It's something for sure.
Just have to backflip and roll your thumb with X, Y, B, and reach the. So basically, what you're doing is backflipping, ground pounding, and roll canceling at the same time. And there we go. Nice. You still save time with that, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So if you're unfamiliar, there's like a section. You kind of roll around and look inside this area and see, oh, there's some piranha plants in there we got to kill. But then it takes you in a pipe that goes through to another part of the sewer where there's a lot of rotating platforms and stuff. That skip there is called a roll cancel clip. And it's what we use to basically skip all of that. And if you get it on the first try, it saves a lot of time. So we probably still managed to be faster than not having done it at all.
Yeah,
so.
most likely.
But yeah, like I said, there's so many ways to get out of bounds in this game. It's crazy.
Yeah. In some spots, you can just straight up just cap for really fast when you clip for some reason.
All right, and chat, this is where you you blast your stereo because we're about to hit the banger of the entire game here. All things considered, it is just a kind of 2D platforming area. I'm going to just try and zip through here really fast to get to the end. So while this is going, you have the perfect background music, Mr. Handsome Host, to go ahead and read some more donations.
Well, the handsome host had to step away, but I can read donations.
Excellent.
So we have $10,000 from the Yeti. And they comment,
The
hey
Yeti.
all, Yeti here. We were looking forward to a week of speedrunning, not speedrunning this week. We don't want it to be over. That being said, please put this donation towards the Minecraft bonus game. Anything we can do to extend this event would be wonderful. One quick note, you are able to pick up our SGDQ items until midnight tomorrow, and all profits will be donated to MSF. Don't miss out. And, not to be outdone, Anonymous also dropped $10,000
Wow.
to MSF with the thoughtful message, Minecraft!
Very nice.
Yeah, you guys are going off on the Minecraft. I like to see it.
Yeah, we want to see that run.
Yeah. Are we close to that 20k, by the way? Cappy on... Are we gonna wear Cappy?
I just refreshed. We are currently at just about 182,000.
Ooh, yep. We're about halfway from when we checked last, so keep them coming. Keep them coming. And there it is, the grand finale of the festival. We have now officially saved Metro Kingdom, because you can't just not celebrate your victories.
Exactly.
All right.
And then on our way. So the next kingdom that we're going to do is Snow Kingdom. And this is one of 2 kingdoms in the run that actually have a sequence break. So remember back to Sand Kingdom, we purposefully skipped a bunch of story elements because we could. The game let us. This is the other kingdom where this is possible. And for a little backstory, Bowser comes here to steal a frosted cake. But because he's kind of a meanie, he also leaves behind a barricade. And this barricade has 4 like iron doors that block off the Chivarians from their very prized and fabled Bound Bowl, which is kind of their own festival. And that makes them very sad. In any percent, we don't clear any of the barriers because, well, actually, we clear a couple, don't we? I guess we clear 2.
Yeah.
But we just leave it at 2. We don't actually help them out.
Yeah.
In this game, we're actually going to clear exactly 0 barriers, but you'll see why that is in just a second.
Yeah. All right.
These barriers are tied to story moons, and each of these little hallways at the end of this room has a story moon in it. But there has been a way discovered that we can skip having to collect any story moons at all, so we'll see how that goes.
So, right after grabbing his little chest, real quick, that's another monk clip. It's very important. You get it first try, you know, you can get to the bound ball very fast. Let's see if he gets it.
That looks
Oh,
kind of
that
good,
look-
maybe?
50-50? Okay.
I thought
it's
maybe
fine.
it might give it to us. That's okay,
Yeah.
we gotta do a
Yeah.
backup.
Yeah, hopefully we can get it pretty
So
quickly.
we're gonna do another roll cancel. Oh.
Oh,
Ooh,
that's
that was,
perfect.
that was fast.
Okay, we're good.
Usually that's really
That was
hard.
fine.
I feel like I'm saying that a
Yeah.
lot this run. It's like, oh, that's actually supposed to be really difficult. Psych, just kidding. We'll get it on basically the first try.
Yeah.
Dangerous
Good
is just
time
that good, guys.
explaining. Yeah.
I'm just showing off the tech, you know?
Yeah.
All right. So this here is our good friend, the Chivarian. We call him Snoodle. We affectionately refer to him as Snoodle because he looks a bit like a Snoodle, right? And he's
think
going to
so.
be our partner in crime for the upcoming Bound Bowl, which is a fun little mini game. Usually in my own chat, I like to let the chat guess what the final time is going to be. It's just a fun little game that we like to play. So you guys can do that in the GDQ chat if that's what you want to do. Get your guesses in. Good final times for this is somewhere around like 51 and 55 seconds. So you can guess a number with like 2 decimal places afterwards. Let's see what time I get. And this is kind of sorry, what Tyron? What guess?
I don't know. 52, 65.
52.65. I'll guess 52.64.
Oh, you're doing the Price is Right strat. I can't believe it. So I did mention that like this game is really cool because you're not just controlling Mario, you're not just controlling Cappy, you're also controlling everything that they can capture together. And you know, this fun little goofy mini game where you're this round boy who just bounces around is required for the story. And controlling him is a lot harder than it looks, I will assure that. He bounces in very weird and erratic patterns. And so finding the best way for him to get around this track, not as easy as it looks.
This looks pretty good. 52.
52-43.
Close, but no deed. Damn.
I mean, I was closer than Tyrone, so I guess that's all that matters.
Fir wins
God
the
damn
ultimate
it.
prize. And if you were in the chat and you guessed the number exactly right, I have no way of actually knowing that.
Yeah.
But just know that I'm really proud of you, gamer. I'm really
Yeah, we love you.
Oh, someone got 0.01 off. That's pretty close.
That is pretty close. So this has achieved world peace, which is great. But Snow Kingdom is kind of small, and before you achieve world peace, there's not a whole lot of things that you can collect. So we can't leave yet because we don't have enough moons. We need 10. We have, I think it's 6. Yeah, I think we have 6. So we need to just dip out here. Now that the blizzard stopped, there's actually a whole lot of stuff for us to do outside.
Yeah. So the summer challenge in here. Real quick. So nice.
Do this timer challenge.
Yeah. After we get, I think it's 2 moons here. I mean, another one here. There's another part of RNG in the run. It has to do with a fish,
Yes.
and it can be annoying.
It can be a little bit annoying. So, you know, what Nintendo game is perfect without a little fishing minigame in it somewhere? This is our good friend Lakitu. And we got really lucky that time. So basically, I'm basically paying attention to my controller rumbles. You can either get a small rumble or a big rumble. And you're looking for the big rumble, because the big rumble is what you need. And got it first try, so we'll take that. And now this is another little trick to finish up this kingdom.
Yeah. We call it no dram. Oh, there we go.
Not to be confused with the other dram strats in this game.
Yep.
Yeah. Fun
Like
fact,
I said, there's a lot of drams in this game.
Yeah. Fun fact, Dram did not find this trick. We just named stuff after him because, you know.
Because he
it's
didn't
funny, I
want
guess.
us to.
Yeah. most tricks in Odyssey are either skips or a dram, to be honest.
Honestly, yeah, that's a pretty accurate, We're very good at naming things in the Odyssey community.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's no dram. And basically, that's what I would consider to be a trick jump. The trick jumpers would say that that's not a very difficult one, but we do include some trick jumps in our speedruns because they help us get fast moons like that one.
Yep.
So,
Normally you're supposed to go through another kingdom. I don't remember which one right now. To get to that little island right there. For a
yeah,
painting.
so through the painting chain, which that particular painting doesn't activate until you beat the game. So we can't, like that moon is not actually supposed to be obtainable until way later, but we make it work.
Yep.
Now we're in Seaside, and Seaside doesn't have a whole lot of crazy skips. Same thing as Snow, right? We need 10 moons. We need 4 story moons to unlock our ability to achieve the multi-moon. But it's all in a big open world in Seaside, so there's no way to kind of clip out of bounds and into a new loading zone or anything like that. So we're basically just doing this the intended way. We're just getting the fastest 3 moons plus our story moons that we can possibly get. So now while we're just kind of zipping around, I guess would be a good time for some donations.
All right. Oh, there's so much love coming in from the hashtag Burb community. I feel so bad I can't read all these. Schultzauer donates $1,000 with the message Burb. Felino, $25 from Felino. DD, good luck bringing world peace to the game. Hope we get more donations to help bring world peace to our world. Can we get some burbs in the chat?
Oh, Burb's in the chat? All right, I'm down.
Ruby Slippers puts up $40 to Doctors Without Borders and says, love watching Dangers and Kitten run some Odyssey. Good luck on the run. $30 from Jet Louder. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Hey, Dangers. Don't forget to do the XD skip for the fans. Also, and I hope I'm doing this right, Dangers.
Oh,
Y'all know that.
Dangers.
Dangers. Okay, got it. Let's see. Tail donates $100. Hi, DD. I'm so happy I get to watch you run this category for the world. Love you, man. You're going to kill it. Also, shout out to Sarah if she's watching. Love you, sis. Time for more?
All those people are very lovely. Thank you guys for your donations. Yeah, you can do a couple more, actually.
Okay, I'll get some $5 love in here. Deathstroke donates $5 and says, did someone say compliment the streamer hour?
Oh,
Wade474. Oops,
That's not this hour.
Wade474 donates $5 as well and comments, World Peace is one of my favorite SMO runs. Glad to see it at GDQ. Can we get some burbs in the chat?
Yeah, all these people will get the burbs in the chat. They know. we know what it's all about.
really nice.
All right, probably one more, and then we're going to reach kind of the pinnacle of Seaside Kingdom here.
Alrighty, I can help you out there. Alxame, or May, donates $100 and says, hi, DD. Good luck whirling peas and throwing Mario into walls and pyramids to go fast. You've got this.
Oh, you know it.
burp.
You know it. That's what I'll do. All right, so we've broken our last seal, and that's going to make our good friend up here very angry. Now, does anybody in my commentary booth know what this guy's name is by any chance?
Do not put me on the spot like this, Dangers. I don't know it. Tyron, do you?
Tyron's just kind of giggling. He doesn't want to say it.
He doesn't. Am I the only one here who doesn't know the full name? It's
I don't know either.
Sir Mollusk Glancier, the third Dauphin of Bubbling. I don't know.
Yes, that is in fact correct, and that is canon, and that is truthful. His name is Brigadier Mollusk Glancier, the third Dauphin of Bubbling. And
There we go.
He is my Octodad, and I love
It's a
him.
mouthful, man.
He has a very interesting characteristic. We're going to see if we can activate it. If
That is
we
good.
hit him in all the right spots at the right times, he kind of just clips through the hot spring, and then we can just wait for him at the end and ground pound on his head, and that's how we finish that fight. So, otherwise, he would be just like all the rest. You'd kind of just have to follow him around and do the fight in the intended way. But if you actually speedrun, funny enough, going fast actually accomplished something. We broke the game and made him clip through the hot spring. So,
Yeah. That's very hard, by the way. It's not as easy as Danger's made it look, but you know, it's dangerous, of course.
Yeah, he's making everything look easy today.
just flying through the stage. All the hard stuff, it's easy. You know, it's not a big deal.
Free.
That's okay. We still have that third trick that I was talking about. That third, I shouldn't be doing this in a marathon trick. So,
Oh yeah.
look forward to that. You know, I talked about Kitten and I said she's probably really shy and probably doesn't want to get on camera. She's actually in the chair that she sits in sometimes that I have a camera pointed at, but I didn't set it up, so I feel really bad about that. I wonder if I can, like, I would try to add in a source, but I feel like it might screw up my layout and stuff like that. You'll just have to believe me. She's very cute.
Yeah.
That's it. That's Seaside. Very, very simple kingdom, really.
Yeah. Dungeon, another one of those where there's no major tricks going on.
Yes, but to compromise for that, it is exceptionally difficult to get around in this kingdom.
Yeah.
I think it's probably my favorite kingdom, just the way that it looks, the way that it sounds. It's the coolest world, I think, that Nintendo's come up with in a while. They basically disguised the lava level as this interesting molten Pepto-Bismol land with lots of big food.
Yeah.
And the music is great.
Oh yeah. I agree. Probably. I don't know. It's arguably the best music in the game. You know, especially as a area that we don't go in, fortunately, in this category.
In this
It's
category,
like-
unfortunately not, but
Yeah. I feel like they just took my motherland and you know, added some lava all around
yeah.
and made a kingdom. You know, it's just like people, man. Just like that.
All right.
You know.
Now, this is the
walking on
second time that we're going to encounter Spewart here. I actually took a hit, but that's okay. You can tell that this fight is much harder because the arena is rectangular. So that might give me a little bit of difficulty in dealing with him. But I also went out of my way to grab that heart Not because I think I'm going to die, even though this boss fight is very difficult, but mostly because anytime you collect a single moon, the game will heal you, but it'll always go through like a bit of a healing animation every time. So in order to eliminate that, I just went and grabbed the heart so that we don't have to sit through that very, very brief healing cutscene.
Yeah, I think it's about 2 seconds, something like that. Time
Yeah,
loss.
I think it depends on how much you need to heal, but
Yeah, I think I timed that. I think it's all basically the same. 2.2 seconds versus 2.2 seconds. Okay, like that. Oh.
I'm getting my inputs eaten a little bit because Luncheon likes to be a little bit laggy, but that's okay.
Yeah. You may notice that we look down here. We're just manipulating a little pan bro that is going all around the right side there. You can't see him yet, but we're about to capture him. We need him to break some cheese here that hides a moon. I mean, a liver that unlocks a moon. Sorry, moon. There we go.
Get this guy.
Perfect. Nice.
Oh, I had good cheese RNG and everything,
Damn.
but I did a little
Yeah.
bonk. That's okay.
Yeah, that's usually around 2 seconds, just like a health refill animation. Other than that, pretty good.
Yeah. And unlike the other big kingdoms that we were able to break sequences and stuff in, this is also a really big and open space, and a lot of the story moons kind of like transform the kingdom as we go along, so there's no skipping that we can really do here. We have to get all the story moons in sequence, which is why we had to beat Spewart. We had to collect this torch moon.
Oh. I almost went pretty badly. I mean, it's not a
Just
major
about.
deal. Yeah.
Just about. But
Oh yeah, you may have noticed that Dangers has Mario going on a little twirl sometimes. It's called spin pounding. It basically is a ground pound without the in-air animation. I would say it allows us to reach the maximum speed out of our roll very fast. Oh god.
there we go.
We're good. Okay, it's not
A little bit of a heart stopper there, but we're all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, what Tyrone was saying was about spin pounds. Like, every time I do a ground pound in this game, I want to make it faster by not having to watch Mario do a somersault in the air. So we basically, every time we want to do a ground pound, we have to spin our control stick twice in a circle. Usually you can do that in the air or something like that. And that just sets up Mario to start spinning, and he can do an immediate ground pound if he's spinning. So we try and do that as much as possible. There's a lot of little movement text like that. You'll also probably notice that, like, sometimes... Oh, where are you going, Mario?
Okay.
There we go. You'll probably notice a lot that, like, I'll be going full speed in a roll and then just suddenly just throw Cappy out to the side for seemingly no reason. That's what's called a roll cancel. The only way to escape a roll is by doing a long jump. Is this gonna work? Yeah, it should.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's not gonna work. A little bit too greedy there. That's okay.
Oh, I always forgot about those chicken blocks. All around the kingdom. Alright. Gotta go grab a couple moons before we reach the second half. I mean, the second boss of the kingdom.
Yeah, Luncheon has a lot of like quick moons scattered about, and the story moons take up a lot of the moons that we need for our total. So just by kind of progressing through the story, we're able to get the moons that we need pretty easy.
Yeah. Okay, very clean. You'd be able to make the cycle? Yeah. Nice.
No big deal there.
Yep.
Now, this upcoming part, we got a story moon and it kind of opens up the backside of this kingdom. This upcoming part wants us to do some platforming. It wants us to climb some mountains with like some spinning platforms, but shout outs to the Koopa freerunning community. Koopa freerunning is like one of those timed mini games within the game where you race a bunch of Koopas through the kingdoms. They discovered a way to get up this mountain a lot faster than going around. So hopefully I'm going to be able to show that off really fast here.
Alright. Nice.
Oh, a little bonk there, but that's okay.
Yeah.
And we're up, just like that.
Hey.
Nice. Easy clap.
Probably like one of the most satisfying little bits in the game for just watching Mario move, I guess. Followed immediately by probably the least satisfying boss in the entire game, which is blasphemous for me to say, coming from the Burb community, but this guy is very notorious for having very bad hitboxes. Though you can speed up this fight by going underneath him and kind of nudging him in the booty like this. It'll stop Cookatiel from moving and start the kind of spewing phase right away, so we're able to climb up to their head a lot faster. We can read some donations while we're finishing up this fight, I think.
Absolutely. Here's a $50 donation from KC Mustang, who writes, I heart MSF. Put my money toward the Minecraft run. That's a good idea. Dekar donates $200 and says, my little sister wants to see this Minecraft run. Let's do it. We also have $20 from Rev Rogers, who writes, donating on behalf of our daughter Mara, who was born during SGDQ 2019.
Oh, wow.
She has watched the marathon from the day she arrived, and she is enjoying this event so much. So glad you all were able to make this happen this year. The work that you do is so important. Keep it up, and may the RNG be ever in your favor. Time for more?
Yeah, a couple more.
Okay, we have an anonymous $50 donation, and they write, MSF's work is so important. Thanks so much for everyone hanging in there and putting on a great event. Philosophy donates $1,000 and says, Minecraft would be great to see, but even more than that, I want to see Dangers wearing Cappy. Let's go, chat.
You know, that's fair. How close are we on that, by the way?
I'm so glad you asked. We are less than $8,000 towards $200,000.
Excellent.
Come on, we can
have
hit
about
2,000
15.
for...
We have about 15 minutes left in the run, too. So $8,000, 15 minutes? This is a challenge, chat, I believe.
I believe too.
I also believe.
Heck yeah.
Since we have a bit of time, I'm going to try something risky in Ruined Kingdom that is just flashy and doesn't really save time, but we're going to do it anyway.
Oh.
Because there's not a whole lot else that makes this kingdom exciting.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, just that.
Hey.
Yeah, I definitely didn't save time, but that's okay. Sometimes it's not about saving time. Sometimes it's about the showcase. Yeah, the style points.
Yeah.
Give me all the style points for this run. That's all I need. So yeah, I just decided not to climb the stairs, basically. This is our good friend Captain Toad. If you don't reveal him from his shackles, your run is invalidated, so we have to make sure that we make him dance. But this is the Lord of Lightning, is his name. And he's very scary and intimidating, but as a speedrunner who's played this game 1,000 times, he's mostly just annoying. This is probably the closest to an auto-scroller that any of these bosses get. The only thing that we can really do to speed it up is just be on his head and ready for when his swords become available to pull out of his head. And we do that by doing a damage boost. Otherwise, we're just kind of waiting for these electric wheels. We know where they're going to show up and stuff like that. So nothing too crazy here. We just get up on top as fast as we can to get his cycles.
That's enough going on.
Yeah, this is kind of the break before you get to the last chunk of the run most of the time.
So donations maybe?
Absolutely, yeah. We got one more phase of this fight. Let's go for it.
Okay. There's a $20 donation from Pay Up Pops, and they write, is there a $5 train going on yet? Here's tickets for me, the wife, and Hope and Caleb. Choo-choo! So yeah, let's give our $5 donors some love. Unicorn Princess of Hearts donates $5 and says, love you, Dangers. Toad Me donates $5 and says, Red Luigi sure is fast. Also have a $5 donation from Adrian of Pinecone, who writes, so excited to see this run. Sending you lots of luck and love. Also, $5 donation train time. Be sure to put it down as an incentive. This is going towards Minecraft. Also have $64.64 from Luke Bui, who writes,
Nice.
Hi, Dangers. It gives me unending pleasure to watch this run on the World Wide Web. Good luck, and tick, 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 gua.
Wah.
Oh, gua, see. Correction, it's gua.
Gwah.
Wah.
Can we get some gwah in the chat, please? All right. That's our Ruined Dragon, our little buddy boy. He's down for the count. Now, it's funny to think that the requirement to fix your Odyssey is 3 power moons. Ruin Kingdom actually does have a couple others after you beat the boss fight, enough to compensate for those 3. It would be curious if we could somehow, like, skip having to do the Ruin fight by getting Power Moon somewhere else. It's just currently not possible. I think that would probably be one of the grandest things that you could find, is somehow deactivating that boss so that we don't have to sit through the Ruin boss fight every single time. We're not there yet, though, unfortunately. But instead, we're into Bowser's Kingdom. Now, you'll notice that when we load up this kingdom, the circles are gone. The circles that indicate how many moons we need to leave this kingdom are suddenly just mysteriously gone. That's because it's doing the classic Mario trope of saying, oh, this is the final showdown. This is it. You've arrived at the final destination. But spoiler alert, that's actually not the case. We are going to be having the wedding somewhere else. But the game is trying to trick you, right? Luckily, we know how many power moons we need to get through this, and it's 8. So we're going to be picking up 2 moons along the way that aren't these story moons on these platforms. But the rest is mostly just going to be traversing these kind of gauntlets ahead of ourselves here, some platforming challenges with some very neat movement and a lot of kind of cool tech. So still a fun kingdom to showcase, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of cool movement, especially right here. After this cutscene plays, you have to capture the wire up above, and then you gotta collect some cards with Cappy. It's actually pretty hard. Let's see. I don't know which one you do. Okay, you do the newest. Nice. Okay. Very nice. You don't roll cards to get the other shard. And nice.
So close.
Man,
That's okay.
we missed the cycle, that's fine. Minor time though, doesn't matter much.
Yep.
How'd it go?
Aside from the ending, just kind of crashed into the box there. Honestly, this little part here has seen probably the most optimization of any tiny chunk in the game, I think. It's gone through so many different revisions. Yeah. The way that we used to do it, if you compare it to like 2017 to now, it just looks so different. It's insane.
Totally.
And we follow that up with our first alternate moon right away here. As soon as we come through this gate, I'm going to try and set up for a trick.
Well, Bowser's Dram. Wow, very creative name from our community. Okay, perfect.
Who would have expected?
Yeah. Okay, so we set up Cappy so that we can capture the wire as soon as we get the moon. Very easy. And yeah.
Yeah, very easy, says the former world record holder of any percent.
Very easy.
Yep. Very easy, guys. Definitely didn't die there the whole time. Okay. Harry first gang, by the way.
Harry first gang.
Nice.
So,
I'd like to see that.
Developed, this strat here that I'm using actually was developed by Fir _, who is
It's my one contribution.
Yeah.
Basically, Harriet is a little bit stronger than the last time we faced them. They are now throwing 2 bombs instead of just 1, and they're throwing them out at angles. But we can use the kind of some visual cues to stand in a particular place and then throw Cappy in the air in a particular place, and the bombs will go right back into her face. And that fight gets done really fast.
Yeah.
But she's only one of 2 that we need to face off against, and the other one is Topper, who we haven't seen since the very beginning of the game. And he has upgraded himself by donning way more hats than any living creature should ever wear at one time.
I don't know. I think he looks pretty good.
Pretty dashing. What about this final phase? Like, look at that.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I'm actually kind of jealous, which is why I'm getting angry at him. I wish I could wear that many hats at once, but I probably wouldn't fit in my apartment, so...
I mean, if we can get 200,000 out of the Minecraft incentive, maybe.
I was about to say, speaking about hats, I think we reached the goal. We might have.
As of right now, it is $494.
Oh, it's so close. Come on,
It's
chat,
so
we can do this.
Oh my god. Come on. We can do it,
I believe.
boys. We can
All right.
do it.
So that's the first half of our Bowser's Kingdom out of the way. We've taken care of the mini bosses. And now we have to go and face the quote-unquote final showdown of this kingdom. We're just going to take a quick dip around the corner here for another fast moon before we do that. So we're just going to come around here.
Yeah. Can be scary, but free. You know? Oh!
Sometimes he just doesn't like to go in the little cubby there sometimes, but that's okay.
Alright. Climbing up here.
kind of have to do this part without the camera's help. Because it doesn't like to adjust when you come out of pipes and things. So we have to do that blind. And then we get to use our little burb friend, Burb's in the chat, to climb up this wall. And now, you've probably played this game casually, and you've probably done this boss fight before. And the premise of this fight is that you use one of those burb captures to like climb his leg and poke bombs at him and stuff like that. But we don't have time for that, so I'm just gonna I'm honestly gonna let the performance of this kind of speak for itself. You guys can kind of explain what we're doing here.
Tyron probably does a bit better than I do.
Okay, so basically we just backflip while the cutscene is skipped. Go to the right, two quick cap throw bounces, and land on the leg of the mech. And you destroy the bubble with a quick dive spin pound. Climb back up, dive and spin pound on top of Topper and grab him. Hit him. And then we gotta maneuver ourselves in the air in order to not fall down and get on top of the mech. And gotta wait a little cycle here. This is already done, of course. For that bubble, and did we get target acquired? Perfect.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
Speaking of target acquired, we are over 200,000.
Put on the hash.
Towards Minecraft. That's halfway.
Thank you very much. 50% is pretty hype. So here you go. Cappy for Moon Kingdom. A fitting end, I suppose.
Yep. Perfect.
Yeah. And I feel like that particular sequence, that boss fight, is another one of those definitely a lot harder than it looks types of things. There's so many things that can go wrong with that. If I dove at the wrong time for like half of what was going on there, then I probably would have fallen off. It really just kind of depends.
I don't know, I'll be honest, that looks pretty hard.
You know what, fair?
Yeah. If you stand too close to the mask while you're on top and your mech is moving around, you can clip inside the mech and then fall down. That's also pretty fun.
Yep,
Gotta watch out about that. Or if you're too close to Harriet in the same phase, you can just fly off.
Yeah.
You know, that's also
fun.
very nice. Yeah. And fair.
Yep.
All right.
And that's it. Bowser's Kingdom. We picked up those 2 extra moons, so we're good to go. That is our moon total. This is how many we need, 124, to access the final area of the game. So you'll notice that I said that there were 3 tricks I have no business doing in a marathon, and I haven't mentioned the 3rd one yet, and that's because we've literally saved the best and the hardest for last. Of course, I've said that about all the other ones, and I've just nailed it out of the park, no problem. So hopefully that's what happens here too, but also if we miss it, it's really not that big of a deal. It's probably like the least punishing one out of the 3, even though it's the hardest one, but we'll see how that goes. Now, Moon Kingdom is all about just breaking up the wedding. We finally figured out where it's happening. We don't need any more power moons to get our Odyssey anywhere else, so we're just gonna go and confront Bowser. Now, the cool thing about this game is that it has something that I kind of like to compare to like Pokemon games. You know, when you play a Pokemon game, you have Victory Road, right? So Super Mario Odyssey kind of has a Victory Road as well. There, you can see that kind of cave in the distance there. That cave is called the Moon Cave. It has really banging music. It's really cool, and it's your final challenge. It's like lots of platforming over hot lava. We're really like trying to go out of our way here to like showcase the game's full potential. Now the entrance to the cave is right there, but we're actually just going to go around the back instead. And we're going to use the Sphinx's head to bounce up the wall.
Nice.
And there was that gauntlet I was talking about. That was great, right? Yeah, perfect.
Yeah,
very difficult challenge.
Yeah, absolutely insane.
The fun thing about that trick is it was found like day 1 or day 2 or something like that.
Yep.
We've known about that since the game basically came out, just using that wall to skip that entire gauntlet. Saves about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Which
the
sucks,
biggest time
'cause
save in the game.
It's honestly the single biggest time save in the entire run. Like basically whatever category you're doing.
Yep.
Well, that's not gonna work. That's okay. So this is Bowser 2. This is our second run-in with him. And he's basically going to be the same as we did the first time. He's getting a little bit more aggressive with his tail swipes, and also in between the phases, he does this little fire attack. He stands in the middle and he spits fire at us. This fire is very scary. One hit KO, absolutely unavoidable. Oh, just kidding, I got hit. Sorry. I guess the cat's out of the bag there. It is not as scary as it looks, is what I was trying to say. Maybe I can prove that in the second pass.
Yeah, the hitbox is so like small.
The fire is very intimidating, but
It's essentially a floor scan as to whether or not you actually get hit by it. So if you don't even have to jump over it, you can just literally do a roll over it like Dangers did there, and you're off the ground enough to not take damage.
So yeah, I'm definitely like rolling directly through the fire, but Mario's just like, yeah, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, gotta do a little damage boost here, like we did in Cloud. And like that. Now, as soon as we do this last phase,
You just gotta punch him a bit.
Yeah.
And you punch him so hard in this last phase that the moon starts exploding, because that makes sense. And I saw this coming from a mile away, but the whole capture gimmick in this game, I was like, yeah, you're gonna capture Bowser. You're gonna capture Bowser. It's gonna happen. You're gonna capture Bowser. I was so stoked. This is probably like my favorite part when I played through it casually. And this is the escape sequence. We basically just have to claw and fireball our way through here. There is a 2D section that is featured, but that's where we kind of come in with that hardest trick that I shouldn't be doing in a marathon. We'll see if I can get it, but a recently discovered trick means that we might not even need to go into the 2D section at all. We'll see how it goes.
I believe in you.
So it's called Bouncy Bowser Skip, or 2DSS, however you want to call it. Okay. Yeah, you need Bowser to jump on 8 invisible platforms that all have ceilings. They're all very small and saves very little time.
I'll just skip it.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. That second landing is probably the hardest one. But you'll notice that as we're going through here, the geometry is going to start falling away. And we think that that's where the footholds are for this trick to work. And you can basically just traverse the wall like a goat. And Bowser just climbs up the side of the wall with no problems at all.
It's actually insane.
Yeah, unfortunately wasn't able to show it off this time, but definitely if you're interested in seeing how that works out, take a peek. There's plenty of resources and stuff that you can find what that looks like. But
Sorry, flashing. Oh, now filler room.
My fireball doesn't look very good. But.
Yeah, probably one of the hardest, if not the hardest, like builds out there, in my opinion.
Honestly, yeah. But this pillar room is so different from anything else that happens in the run that like, it's hard to kind of adjust for, and it's very hard to practice because in order to get here, you need to do the entire escape sequence. If you want to reset it, you have to like do the entire escape sequence, right? So it's not the easiest thing to practice, but when you're done, you just kind of slash open this rock, and we're actually going to be coming in on time very quickly here. Just got to open up this rock. And time is going to end when Bowser shoots out of this wire. So 3, 2, 1, time.
Like a 114, am I right?
114.
Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
That's actually exceptional for a marathon. So
Yeah, that's top 5, boys. Nice.
I'm really happy about that, the performance of that run in general. So
I go Bob.
I mean, it's okay, Tyron. I did too.
Oh, we're in this together, Fir.
We're in this together.
Well, oh man, I love World Peace. I think I have been waiting since I started speedrunning this game, basically, to be able to showcase this specific category in general, because I think it is, like I've mentioned a couple times this run already, it is probably the best single showcase of just like everything that this game has to offer in the smallest package. Like any percent, you can definitely watch any percent for just like absolute perfection. And you can watch longer runs for seeing more of the game, but this is kind of a perfect middle ground. You get to see some of the tricks that break this game open and make it what it is to speedrun, and it's super, super fun. That being said, it's not the only category, and there are so many cool resources out there to help you learn how to speedrun this game. This community is huge, infamously like one of the biggest speedrunning communities that's ever been, and everybody contributing to figure out what goes on in this game is really what makes it truly special. So if you're interested in watching or interested in speedrunning Super Mario Odyssey, absolutely check out the people who make it happen. Visit the Discord. There's a Super Mario Odyssey Discord, which you can find on speedrun.com. And big shout outs to GDQ specifically for allowing this run to be in. It's such a fun showcase. I absolutely love showing it off to people. So thank you guys, everybody in the chat, everybody who's been donating, everybody who makes the incentives happen. You guys are the real champions. Obviously, these events don't happen without you guys, so thank you so much. And a big shout out to my commentators, who I picked specifically because I couldn't pick everybody, and I felt so bad about that. There's so many really good, awesome people that could have represented this run at GDQ, and I just picked the two best ambassadors that I could come up with. I think between the three of us, we've all held world records in all the main categories.
I think so.
Across the board. Yeah. So, if you ever want help, I know that these guys and myself are absolutely willing to share that information and help you guys out. So, I don't know if for Tyrone, you have anything you want to say to close it out?
Hey, well, just thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Danger, for inviting me. Thank you, GDQ, for hosting the event. It's very, very cool. Thank you so much for making this happen, guys. It's been all right. This was very fun. Very, very fun.
And it was very fun.
Dangerous.
And honestly, the run went better than I could have expected, to be honest, which is even better. So, but yeah, make sure you guys check those guys out at twitch.tv and myself if you're interested. And that's going to be it from us. So thank you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the marathon and keep on pushing to maybe 2 million by the end. That'd be pretty hype. See you guys later.
Yeah.
See you later. Bye-bye.
All right, one more round of applause in chat for that great Super Mario Odyssey run. Thank you, Dangers. Thank you, Tyrone. And let's get into some donations. We got a couple here. Our own Spike and Hobbs donated $500. And they say, hey all, thanks for such a fantastic week. We've raised so much money for MSF even in these difficult times. Shout outs to all our friends on the interview crew. Good luck, Dangers, and here's to 2 million. We believe in you, chat. We also have a donation from, try not to be starstruck, the Taskbot. Taskbot donates $314.15. Thank you very much. And they say, this is Taskbot. The Yeti made a very nice shirt of me. You should buy it. It is cute. It will help charity. Duango AC would like to thank Taters, 1Ted59, Gravatos, and everyone else who helped me play SM64. I want to see Minecraft too. I will donate pi to it. And with that, that's gonna about do it for me. Thank you all so much for donating. We're halfway to the Minecraft incentive, so please keep plugging away during this upcoming Bloodborne block. That's going to be exciting. We're going to go to a Twitch ad now, and after that, we'll be handing the mantle over to my good personal friend, French Toast. So stay tuned.
Hello, fellas, gals, and non-binary pals. My name is French Toast, and I am so glad to be with you here at SGDQ 2020 Online, powered by Twitch. We have a $10,000 donation from Blinks. Great runs this year. Sending love. I'm sorry, we have a $1,000 donation from Blinks. Great runs this year. Sending love to the wizards behind the scenes that help keep all the stuff running in these trying times. Appreciate all you folks. Thanks for the good times. And now a word from our sponsors. Fangamer is a video game merch company. They have new SGDQ merchandise available now, including a face mask, event badges, limited edition pin, pullover hoodie, and more. 100% of profits from GDQ merch sales support MSF's humanitarian mission. They have Stardew Valley Collector's Edition now available for pre-order. Go ahead and visit http:/www.fangamer.com/GDQ for more info and more things you can check out. All right. We have a $200 anonymous donation. This Saturday block is hype. Let's get that Minecraft incentive, y'all. And we are ready with the interview with Kungfufruitcup and Illumina. Please take it away.
Hello, everyone. Kungfufruitcup back here one last time with you all this week to get ready for our upcoming Minecraft run, which is going to happen. It's definitely going to happen. Anyway, we are here with the runner. This is Illumina. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, you good? Are you getting ready? Are you feeling? How are you feeling about this? You think it's going to happen? Because I do.
A bit nervous. Yeah, I hope it. Come on, it's gonna happen, right?
It has to happen, right? Right,
Come on,
Chad?
we can make it happen, right?
Yes, absolutely. I'm seeing the number go up. Let's make that trend continue to happen. Right now, we are currently at 208,000 out of the 400. We have one more run to go, which is Bloodborne, which is going to be super hype. So let's be excited. Keep getting those donations in. We need to see this, and we are going to talk about why. So first of all, now I ran this. I did a Minecraft co-op run with Keys and Hobbs and then our respective partners like just last week, and oh my gosh, it was a train wreck. It was so much fun though. So I just want to know, like, how ours took 4 hours and there were 5 of us working together. How 30 minutes,
you know, 30. Yeah, so my personal best is actually 23 minutes.
Wow.
I'm not going to get anywhere near that for this run, just so everyone knows, because it's RNG, obviously, but I will do my best. I'm hoping to get under an hour, and yeah, so it's basically just a lot of practice, you know? I've been doing this category for like 7 years now, which is crazy, so.
That's a really long time.
Yeah, and you know, the strats have developed, and it's very hard, like, as a new player to, like, all right, beat the Ender Dragon, like, as a new player, like, okay, how do I do that, you know?
Yeah.
You really got to be experienced with the game in order to, you know, beat it quick, so, yeah.
Yeah, as opposed to like 5 newbies getting together and being like, what do we do?
Yeah, exactly.
Have you ever, I'm just super curious, have you ever ran co-op yourself?
Oh yeah, I've done co-op a lot. Like, it's a lot of fun to just, you know, just chill, like, and just do co-op, yeah, it's like really fun.
You don't happen to prefer one type of run over the other, do you?
No, not really. I like solo and co-op. They're both really fun to do. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So since you've been running since 2014, around then,
yeah,
for such a long time, like, what got you into runs in the first place?
I think it was a combination of a lot of things. I found out about the GDQs actually around that time in like 2013, and I was like really hooked. I found out about like a lot about the streamers, and then I found out there's some there were Minecraft speedruns back then, and there weren't a lot of them, but there were definitely like some, and I got really inspired by watching that because like the community was pretty much like non-existent back then. So it's probably been like one of the best things is watching the community evolve, because like back then it was like, you know, 15 people in like a Skype group, but now there's like thousands and thousands of people in a Discord. So, you know, I've definitely seen the community evolve, and it's been really insane to see that. Yeah.
Which is awesome. Yeah, it's great to see it grow. I know that it kind of transitioned more from Japanese runners, and you're maybe one of the first to really, really pick it up more hardcore over here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
which is awesome.
Yeah, so in the West, there are only like a couple runners, and then Japan was probably like the biggest, you know, community for random seed glitchless, which is a category I'll be doing. So
Yes, random seed glitchless. Is there anything specific you want to mention about the category so that people know ahead of time?
yeah, so there's just in Minecraft there's these things called seeds, and that pretty much dictates the world. So world generation is all dependent on the seed you get. So it just makes it random. You don't know where to go, you don't know what to do, and you're just thrown into a world. And then glitchless is much harder than glitch, because in glitch you can duplicate items whenever you want, and that's like very busted, obviously. So glitchless is much harder to like, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure. I mean, it always is. It's just like a different kind of skill, you know, knowing the best way to glitch through versus like how do you not glitch, and then like how do you continue to go fast. So is there anything from like previous runs that have gone maybe wildly wrong or taught you how to avoid, since this is just random seeds?
So I had a run a couple years ago, and I was on world record pace, and it was probably the run of my life up to that point, but I forgot string, and you need string for a bow. So I spent like, I don't know, like 3 minutes or something looking for string to make a bow, and that was my PB.
What's the fastest way you usually find it? Do you use spiders?
You just kill spiders, yeah.
Okay.
And I just neglected to kill spiders.
Okay, how do you find enough ender pearls so fast? Because it took so long.
Well, the way we did it for the longest time is deserts, or I'll still be using a desert, but essentially mobs just spawn in deserts way more than any other biome, and they're way easier to like spot because deserts are flat and so on. So, you know, there's like no trees blocking, and it's not usually hilly.
So if you don't start in a desert biome, do you just have to adventure and find it?
Yeah, you either have to like explore it, or, you know, just reset, I guess. It doesn't take that long to actually reset, because if you get a savanna, you only need a savanna or a desert, because if you have a savanna, it actually generates the desert right next to it. So.
Oh, that's really cool. Okay. That's like in my casual game. I'm ready to desert. So yeah. It's pretty cool. Okay, so I mean, I have tons more questions I want to ask, but I think the more important thing is making sure that we continue to get in those donations, because all of these wonderful questions to ask and things that I'm sure we all want to know about, he can explain during the run when it happens. We have between now and the Bloodborne run to get that going. Is there anything you want to say to help hype up the chat?
Just do it. Just donate, and please, I want to run. I want to run, please. For
charity and for Minecraft, let's do it. So far, I'm sorry. I'm so excited though. We're now up to $212,000 out of the 400,000. So let's continue to see that number climb. We can totally do it. We can totally do it. I believe in you all. Stay hype in the chat. Keep getting those donations in. Thank you so much for chatting with me, Illumina. I'm really excited to see this run coming up. It's going to be amazing and completely blow all of our minds, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm excited to run.
Yes, and now we are going to hand you off to the host as we get ready for the Bloodborne run by Ahadi. You know what? I didn't actually ask how to pronounce that. I'm so sorry if I didn't say it right. Ahadi, okay. Well, very excited for that. Keep getting those donations in. Thank you all again. I will see you next GDQ, and have a great rest of your weekend and a great rest of the marathon.
We have a $15 donation from Anonymous. I love this event and try to donate every year if I can. I can't wait to see someone crush Bloodborne, a game I still have yet to finish. We have a $100 donation from Mighty O. A hunter must hunt. Thank you so much for your donation. We have a $50 donation from Gals Got Moxie. Hey, let's keep the GDQ train going. Here's 10 tickets aboard the $5 Minecraft train. Let's go! And yes, where are we at with that Minecraft? With the Minecraft run? So we are at just about $214,000. We are so close. So let's keep getting donations for that. All right, and we have a $30 donation from Oyster, missing my boyfriend's toast. Oh, thank you, but loving that this is happening and taking part. Toast for Born.